Now, if you're someone that wants to say, hey, it's not for me, I don't want to see a whole performance in Spanish, but I like the idea of the performance, I like the way it looked, because if you say you don't like the way it looks, that's one of those things where you're just not being objective. So if you want to say, hey, whole performance in Spanish, I don't understand Spanish, not for me, but it was a cool performance, I get that. You don't have to love it, and you don't have to hate it, right? Now the Trump cultist, which if you watch my channel, I call them cultists. That's what they are. They're in a cult. The Trump cultists who basically just hate that it's not white. They say it's not American. They say it's not this. They hate that it's not white, and are just being hateful for the sake of being hateful and for the sake of they're following their key talking points from Trump. It is what it is, you know. This is what the people in that cult do. Now, when they mentioned Donald Trump wasn't even watching the weak ass I was gonna say Travelers Plus, the weak ass Turning Point USA halftime performance, are they gonna mention that there's like video coming out that Trump wasn't watching it? No, they won't mention that. Where you mentioned the Kid Rock performance was absolutely horrible, and he wasn't on beat. He wasn't even on beat, lip syncing to the songs, and he was jumping around like in like khaki shorts, like he was just like how sophomores in high school used to be dressed when like wearing khaki shorts and a t-shirt. Are we gonna talk about how awful that looked and how nobody cares about Kid Ink and no one actually listens to Kid Ink unless it's a song in like a movie, and like an Adam Sandler movie isn't like a Kid Ink song in like Grown Ups? Are we gonna talk about that? No, no. Are they gonna talk about how, or are they gonna mention how just at the end of the day they don't like the fact that it's someone that's not white who to them probably looks Mexican, speaking Mexican. They don't even want to say Spanish at the halftime of the U.S. Of the Super Bowl. No, they're not gonna mention that. Now I will say, Laura Loomer, who if you've heard of her, you probably had, she said it in the most easiest way to say it. Illegal aliens and Latin hookers twerking at the Super Bowl. Not a single white person or English translation at the Super Bowl. This isn't wide enough for me. Can't even watch the Super Bowl anymore because immigrants have ruined everything. This isn't wide enough for me. I personally like my hateful racist bigots to just come out and say I'm a hateful racist bigot in the most plain way, as opposed to lying around it with a bunch of stupid reasons that don't even make sense. Have some bravery with your hatred.